Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night, the fundamentals to gain inner peace. And tonight is not just another Wednesday night. It's very exciting. Today we're doing the introduction to the 10-week course. To the course, the awareness journey, based on the book, The Presence Process. And next week we're going to start the first week, and this week is an introduction, so it's very exciting. And very excited for all those that enrolled already, and we still have another few days to enroll in Menachem. We'll talk about it soon. So before we start, we're not giving away our Wednesday nights to breathe. We're still getting together to become aware, to get grounded. So let's do that first. So just to take a deep breath and become aware of where you are, where you're coming from, what your day looked like. Was it hectic, busy, or maybe bored, looking for a job? Wherever you are, just becoming aware, maybe anxious, nervous. Become aware of the things around you. And then we turn inside, internal, to see how we feel. How does my body feel? And it tells a lot. Just to stop and close your eyes and say, what am I feeling? A pit in my stomach, pit in my chest, maybe in my throat. Stressful or relaxed, whatever it is, just become aware and connect to it. Breathe. If overwhelmed, just feel where in your body you feel stressed. Become aware of where it is and breathe into it. We're not changing anything, we're just becoming aware. And take another deep breath. Beautiful. Okay, so tonight is the introduction to the course, the awareness journey. It's a 10-week course. And we're going to be starting week number 1 next week. Another few days to sign up. Many of you have enrolled in the course already and have got started already. Once you enroll, you can get started with the reading or the breathing exercise. And it's a good idea to get started before we start the first week so that we can get used to it, to get used to the breathing. Some of you are still on the fence, not sure if it's for me, not sure if you have time, not sure if it's going to work, or maybe I've tried so many things, I don't want to try something new, or who knows, I don't understand it. And that's fine. That's okay, just to be aware that you're on the fence. We'll talk about it a little bit tonight, and we'll see where it goes. So the question is what the course is all about in the introduction. So like we've discussed, we've done 100 Wednesday nights, discussed a lot of different aspects of growth, different areas, different things that come up. And basically with this 10-week course, doing the practice of breathing and the little reading that you read, it really takes it to the next level by spending 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night doing the breathing exercise. It takes us to a place where it really gets the ideas integrated. That's number one. And number two, it does bring up different things, different thoughts that we want to become aware of. So it's really a deep dive into mindfulness, starting to live in the moment. And we know already, living in the moment, there's so many things that the thoughts are from the past or worry of the future. If we can start living in the moment, there would be a lot of change in our life. Our life would look different, a little bit more relaxed, okay with ourselves. But again, like we discussed many times, but it does bring up ideas that we're scared. There's a reason why we don't want to live in the moment. So here we go. By doing these exercises, we're gonna slowly become aware. We're gonna be in touch, starting to live in the moment. It's gonna bring up things. We'll call it resistance. But eventually, if we can stay there, we start living from a peaceful place, from a more calm place, from responding to what's going on versus reacting all day. Not running around reacting to what do I need to do today, what's going on, what have emails and stuff, and people say things, so you react. It's responding, being aware of what it brings up, how you feel. And the exercises are pretty simple, but I call it simple, but not always easy. It's not always easy. It is simple, but not always easy. So we'll discuss it in a minute, but it's really on your own pace. It is a 10-week course, but whatever comes up is very personal. It's your life, the things that you're dealing with, the awareness that's going to come up is really, I can't tell you what's going to come up, and I can tell you what should come up. It really takes a person into himself, and the things that come up are different for everybody. Everybody's different. That awareness and the changes, you might see changes in how you feel, in your people around you, which is all normal. So again, it's your own pace. Once you enroll in the course, you have the reading material, you have the PDF. Even if you do order, you can order the physical book, but till that arrives, you can start reading and start doing the exercises, the breathing exercise. The breathing exercise has 3 components, or not the breathing exercise. There are 3 components to the course. Number 1 is the breathing. The other thing is called conscious response, and then a weekly text. That's the 3 things we do. The breathing is twice a day, 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night. You do have to find time to do it. It is something that you should put into your routine, and sometimes is a challenge. And that's where resistance comes up. Even before you start breathing, you'll feel resistance. And that's what we're working on, becoming aware of that resistance. I can't do it. I don't have time. That's resistance. That's something inside of you that's holding you back. So I call it easy, simple, not easy. It's simple because you're not really doing anything. You're breathing anyways. I'm not telling you to breathe, you're breathing all day. But you're stopping and it becomes conscious breathing. Conscious breathing, and without stopping, it's in and out. And you're conscious for 15 minutes because you're not doing anything. And you're focusing on your breath. While you breathe, there's 6 words that you say. If you're enrolled in the course, you probably saw it. 6 words that you say while you breathe. I am here now in this. So basically, you take a deep breath in and you think. You don't have to say it. You think, I am in here now in this. And that helps you focus on the breathing and become aware, just get in touch in the moment. In the beginning, it might be a challenge, but eventually it gets easier. But this is the breathing. It's consciously connected without stopping, in and out, 15 minutes twice a day. And you get used to thinking, I am here now in this. And in the course, you can print it out. You can print out the conscious response for every week. You can print out these words and just do the breathing. So simple, but not always easy, because there are resistance that come up. And the resistance is personal. Everybody has different things that hold them back from doing things, holding back from any change. So I would advise you to start and try and see what's coming up for you and what's telling you I can't do this. And you write that down. That's something that's your resistance. But I can tell you what other people mentioned already. The one that a lot of people use is that they just don't have time. And that's a resistance. I don't want this. Or I really want, but I don't have time. Or some people say it's just not for me. Or it could be, I can't afford it. That's something that comes up for you. You just become aware of it. I'm scared. Fear of the unknown. What's gonna happen? I tried already so many things. I tried this already. All of these things are resistance. And if you want to know what's yours, try it out. Try breathing 50 minutes in the morning, 50 minutes at night, and you'll see what comes up. For me personally, it's not so much my thoughts. Maybe I'm not so aware what thought is, but when I started, after 6 minutes, I had to stretch. I had to move. I was getting uncomfortable. And that's okay, just being aware of how your body, what comes up. After doing it a few times, I was able to do it 9 minutes and then 13 minutes, slowly. Slowly, you get used to it. And that's why I would advise not to wait for week 1, which will be next week. Start with the practice now, as soon as possible. And you see what the resistance is. Write them down. And the journal, write down what came up the first time. If it was easy, did it get harder? Did it get easier? And again, everybody's different. I could only tell you my experience, but for you to know your experience, try it out. Now let's see what happens. So basically, that's the breathing. And then there's the conscious response, which is a simple idea that we think about that week. Every week is a new conscious response. And then there's a reading of a few pages. You can read it at once. You can read it during the whole week. Your choice. So that's why I call it simple, but not always easy, based on what comes up. Two very interesting ideas. Once you enroll in the course, which a lot of you have enrolled, and I'm waiting for those who are on the fence to take that jump. The discount price is still available for another few days, just for $97. Join us as a group and start doing the work right away. Right away, when you enroll, you have the PDF. You can start reading the readings, and you get the videos of the breathing. Sometimes it's hard to do breathing by yourself. Even after you set a timer, you might want to have a guided breathing. And in the platform, you have 3 guided breathings: fast, medium, and slow. Very important that you do the one that works for you. If you find yourself stressing out, then you're probably doing it wrong. It's very important. Just take it easy, take a deep breath, find a comfortable place, a quiet place, and just find the breathing pace that works for you. And relax. Take a deep breath in and out for 50 minutes. See what comes up. Okay, so now after you're enrolled and you start the breathing practice, the first thing is a commitment that it has to be done every day. And again, I'm not looking for perfect. You're gonna have days that you might skip or you might not do it at the right time. That's fine. Eventually you get into it, it becomes part of your routine. But it's really a commitment to yourself to complete the process. Many times people enroll in courses, start, but they don't finish. And many people, it happens in this course too. And there's a good reason for it. Again, everybody their own reason. It could be the resistance that comes up. I don't see any change. It's not working. I don't like it. It's not for me. All of that is how you work. And these are the things that come up. These are the things that might even control your day, based on what you do, is based on all these thoughts. And what we're doing with this present process, becoming aware of what comes up and sticking to it. So when you enroll, it's with a commitment that you're going to do it every day until the end. See what comes up. It might be hard to commit, but this is what it is. We're trying to do the best, but it's a commitment. And what happens is we change from a time-based mentality, from what we're used to. It's too long, it's too much. I don't have time. All of these thoughts that come up, it's like time-based for us. And we go into the present moment. We stay where we are, whatever comes up. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. We stay there. And it doesn't make a difference if you think this information is for me. This information doesn't make sense. That's another thought. Because it doesn't depend on the information. It depends on what comes up for you. Being in the present moment is being with yourself and being okay with what comes up, not getting scared, and not stopping. Continue breathing. And the next day, your thought might say, it's not working, it's not for me. You're consistent and you're committed. You continue, and that's what we're looking for. This is the growth. And many people, even after the whole course, they might say, I don't even see, I'm not sure if it had any changes. That itself, you become aware of those thoughts, and that's okay. Being aware of the present moment, being okay, being able to stay in the present moment, even when things come up, ideas come up, feelings come up, thoughts that tell you it's not for you, don't continue. We're committed and we do it anyways. So hopefully we understand that. Write it down, right? I am committed, and this is what I'm going to do. And I will journal, see what comes up, but it's not going to make me change. This is what I'm doing every day, twice a day, and just become aware. Number 2, before you start, to set an intention. So for those who enrolled, to think for a moment, why did I enroll? Okay, very important. If you enrolled because somebody told you to, it's not going to last. You have to make that commitment. It has to be coming from you. And it's going to be work for you, even though somebody else told you to do it. It's your own work. So that's important. So why are you here? And we're going to set an intention to see, observe your life. Which area in your life do you feel you need some help? What area in your life do you feel is not working? It makes you feel anxious. So let's take a moment, take a deep breath. And before you start the course, before you start the breathing, observe and think about your life in all areas, from the morning to the night, the people around you, places you go. And you can have a list of 4 or 5 things that bother you, things that trigger you, things that you don't like. Write it down. Just write down one word for it. You can write down work. You can write down commute. Write down that person's name or a job. Write down the project, whatever it is. Just write down. And that's something that you would like to see a change. But it's just setting that intention. Where do you feel you would love to get a little bit of clarity, a little bit of change. It could be a person, the people in your life. When you meet them, you have a hard time communicating, hard time connecting, whatever it is, whatever comes up, whatever triggers come up. Become aware of those people, write it down. So now you should have a list of a few things that you would love to enhance or work on in your daily routine, in your life. And that's setting our intention. You could put it away and we'll look at it a different time. But now you know a few things that you would love to see some change, work on, whatever it is. After you set an intention, you let go. After you set an intention, while you're doing the work, while we're on this 10-week journey, you're not going to look out to see if it's changing and it should be this way, it's not working. And, all of that, you have to let go. Don't hold on tight to anything. It's going to go the way it needs to go. It's going to happen. Whatever happens is going to happen. So let it happen. We don't want to hold on tight to anything. So we do set an intention. We do make a list of a few things that we'd love to see some change, we love to work on, but after we write it down, you fold it and you put it away and you let go. Let the process happen. So those are the two things. Number one is commitment, and number two is setting an intention. And that's basically it. So if you enrolled already, I hope you started. If you didn't enroll, tonight is the time you can enroll. I'll share the link again in the chat, so you can go enroll for the discount price. And again, it's on your own pace. We're going to start week 1 next week, Wednesday night. Menachem. Until then, please start the breathing. Start the process. Don't wait till week 1, so that when we start, you'll be used to it. At least you'll see what it's all about. You'll be ahead of the game. So start the breathing right away when you sign up. You'll get a free PDF inside the course. You can order the book, the physical book, but you can start reading PDF right away. There are 2 parts to the book. Part 1 is information. Part 2 is the course itself. That's the 10-week course. Every week has its own reading, a few pages. So you can start the reading. And the most important is to start the breathing, even if you're not doing it perfect. You're not sure if you're doing it perfect. That's also something that comes up. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just start and do it. Journal, write down. You can make a chart, make your own charts, make a check that you did it, write down what it felt like, what came up, and you'll see the progress. You see the difference. For just a second, let me put the link again into the chat. Here you go. Here's the link. You can sign up. And I'll put it in the description if somebody's listening to the recording. So sign up and get started. And Menachem, next week, we will go to week 1. So the dates are basically next week, the 22nd on Wednesday is week 1. The next 10 weeks, again, there might be 1 week that because of Hanukkah, but that's okay. We might sit on one conscious response for 2 weeks, and let's see what comes up. But hopefully it'll be just 10 or maybe 11 weeks, and with the commitment that you'll do it till the end, hopefully we will see some changes. And I'll open it up for questions. If any of you have questions, you can raise your hand. But before we go to questions, it's very important. What we're doing is really going away from our heads, away from our logic, and starting to live in our body. Starting to live in the present moment of whatever I feel now. Sometimes I feel good. Sometimes I don't. And that's okay. We're used to living in our logic mind. The rat race is the logic mind. There's so much to do. That's the logic. By breathing, we're slowly slowing down and getting into our emotional in the body, in our body. And that's why the resistance comes up. We're not used to it. We don't understand it. But that's really why we have to let go. Not letting go is living with your logic. It's very hard. You have to continue to understand. Is it working? Is it not working? Should I continue? What's it bringing up for me? Do I see the change? Do I feel the change? I don't think I need it. This is all logic. And that's what's controlling us. We're not always aware of what controls us. But to be able to let go of that, start connecting to our present moment. And then with the exercises, breathing, and the work that we're going to do, it's going to guide us. Let's see what it brings up. Let's see what our thoughts are. Let's see how we feel. It's going to guide us, and we're going to let it guide us. Again, it's personal. It's myself, the way I feel. You know, no two are the same. We will meet in Menachem on Wednesday nights as a group. You can send in your questions during the week to coachmenachem@gmail.com. Anything that comes up. In the course and the platform, there's a place where you can share. So over there, you can share also, which is amazing. And now I'll open it up for questions. So first question, do you know if you can ask? Unmute so you can ask a question. Yes. Yeah, are you there?
Yes. Is that for Dina Ehrlich?
I can't hear you.
Is that for Dina Ehrlich?
Again?
I'm sorry. Is that for me, Dina?
Yep.
Okay, I have a question. Is it possible to PDF on WhatsApp?
Sure it is. Today's days, everything is possible. You would like to have PDF in where?
The WhatsApp?
In WhatsApp. Okay, I can look into it. As of now, I don't have it on WhatsApp, but we can look into it.
Okay, that because I'm right now not driving. And that would be appreciated. If we can't, I understand.
Sure. If it works, it works. We'll let you know, Menachem.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Okay, another question. If it has to do with yoga and namaste, now again, I'm not aware of namaste, but there are people that asked about the program if it's Goyish. Now, let me tell you, it is based on a Goyish book, very clearly. And that's why it's based on his program. Now, we could take out the things that work for us, and what doesn't, we'll let go. The basic idea is to do the practice and see what comes up. So that's really the basic idea. It's really what comes up for ourselves. If there's something in there that you don't like, just be aware of that. Become aware of that. This doesn't work for me. Okay. This idea, listen, we don't have the same beliefs. We don't all have the same beliefs, you know, and especially if you're a Yid or a Goy, different beliefs. So we are taking the idea from the book, which is he's not a Yid, and obviously he has his ideas, but we're taking the content, we're basing it on the idea of breathing. And yes, we're bringing in Hashem into the moment. You know, you could sit and breathe with Hashem and thank Hashem when you're done. Ask Hashem that it should work. When things come up, talk to Hashem, which is amazing. But yeah, the content is based on the process of the book Present Process by Michael Brown, which is not Jewish. So that's your answer. Okay, very good. So that's it for tonight. I will see you next week, Wednesday night. Start the breathing, start the reading, and journal. See where it goes. And if you're on the fence, now's the time. Another few days, you get the discount price. Go sign up. It's in the chat. And I'll see you inside the course. Looking forward. Have a great night and a great week. Keep up the great work.